I call this meeting of the Licensing Hearings and Public Safety Committee to order. Let's start with our roll call. Alder Gravine.
Here.
Alder Perella.
Here.
Alder Heidemann.
Here.
Alder Rust is excused. Alder Borst is here and acting as chair for this session. Let's do our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item number 4 on our agenda today is approval of minutes from the last meeting on December 8th. I'm looking for a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
I make a motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
Alder Perella made the motion. Alder Gravine seconded the motion. All in favor, state aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Chair votes aye. Motion passes. Anybody for public comment today? Doesn't look like it. Okay, we're going to move on to item 6. So resolution number 1502526 by Alderpersons Rust and Borst authorizing the appropriate city officials to execute the documents necessary to purchase an ambulance from American Response Vehicles for the Sheboygan Fire Department and to make other purchases necessary to equip the new ambulance. We're going to hear from Fire Chief. I can't push a button actually, Scott.
Okay, thank you, Chair. So, yeah, this is very similar to the ambulances we purchased in the past. Obviously, different cost just because of the new cost for the ambulances, but it's the CIP-approved ambulance from AEV, which is our vendor that we used the last time. So just looking for approval so we can go ahead and order it. They're running about 1.5 years delay now, so they're kind of catching up, but we just like to get it ordered so we can get it on the docket.
Alder Perella?
Yes, I just wanted to take the opportunity, if you could, thank you, Chair, if you could to, so you said this was included in the budget, right?
The CIP budget, correct.
Yeah, and it was, the whole amount was already approved in the budget.
Correct.
Okay. And could you please take this opportunity, if you don't mind, to briefly make a summary of the status of the ambulances? So this is ambulance number...
Yeah, so thanks for catching me off guard on that one because we've ordered quite a few. I believe this is number 4 of the brand new ones. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, number 4. So we should have one in a couple years, but because of the supply issue, they kind of all jumbled up together. We were trying to spread them out every 2 years so we wouldn't have to purchase. If you recall, they're over 16 years old, which is way, way, way past their life. But yeah, this will be our 4th new ambulance, 4th or 5th, I apologize, Alder Perella, 4th or 5th, and this will replace one of the older ones that we'll put frontline, and we'll move that one to reserve because we have to have, we're trying to have 6, so 2 reserve ambulances just because of our call volume.
So our intent always is, just as a refresher, please, is to have 6 and 2 as a reserve.
So 6 would be the 6 with 2 reserve. So
right,
the total of 6. We've tried moving that if you recall, 2 years ago, we put that 4th ambulance frontline. We never had that before. So as we continue to get busier and as the city develops, we'll need that 5th frontline ambulance. So we're trying to prepare for that. But yeah. We've had plenty of maintenance where the ambulance have to go in for routine maintenances and they're a lengthy period. So if we didn't have that 6, we would not have any reserve when we go to replace those as they have maintenance, if that makes sense. So
it does. Thank you so much for that information.
Alder Heidemann?
Thank you, Chair. As far as all the additional equipment that's on the old ambulance, why doesn't any of that why can't you transfer any of that equipment to the new ambulance? Because there's quite a few, there's almost $63,000 worth of, even more than that, of additional equipment that we have to buy. And does it go out of date, or what's the reasoning by not using equipment that's already on, that we already purchased?
So if I could answer this way, Alder Heidemann, yes and no. So yes, they do go, some of them do go out of life expectancy. Some we are transferring over. If you recall, we got that grant for the life packs. So that would be transferred over. We're buying new stretchers and what we call power loads, which we didn't have on the other ambulances. So that's new. So we're not transferring that stretcher over because it doesn't fit the brackets, if you will. It's a different vendor anyways. So we're going from Stryker to Furno for a stretch. So a couple of those items, yes, they are brand new. They're all part of that cost because we are updating to get all the same supplies. But a lot of the ancillary items are being transferred over that are still within their life expectancy. But those are, truly not a lot. Mm-hmm. Good question. Thank you.
I have another question. I kind of got the answer to this question already, but as far as purchasing versus leasing, we don't ever want to enter into a lease for an ambulance, because that's not.
So the ambulances, no, just because of our wear and tear. We did look at them for a vehicle, for like our suppression vehicle, and then we also looked at them for chief vehicles. But working with our purchasing agent, the way we operate and the wear and tear on our vehicles, it just wasn't conducive for the lease. But ambulances, yeah, no, we looked at that and it just wasn't cost effective. Just with the mileage we were putting on and the amount of, it would cost more in the long run for a lease.
All right. Thank you, Chief.
Yep.
Any other questions?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion to approve by Alder Heidemann, second by Alder Perella. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Motion passes. Item number 7, Sheboygan Fire Department medication addition for discussion. Chief?
Thank you, Chair. So again, this is just for discussion. I'm just notifying you that something that's been in the works since I've been here. I've been trying to get done, but finally the state approved certain guidelines. We will be working towards carrying blood on our ambulances. So currently, if a patient, a traumatic patient needs fluids, we give them IVs of saline. Aside from medication and stuff, right? So this way, those patients that are at high risk, that if we didn't give them blood, they probably would not make it. That's what this blood would be used for. Some of the examples I have are severe trauma, patients with significant GI bleeds, patients in shock due to their hypertension and et cetera, post-mortem operations or OB hemorrhaging, that kind of thing. So this increases the survivability and the success rate on that. Not many departments do this. We are super excited to start this process, working with our medical control hospital. So they will be putting out, working with the fire department, putting out a press release in the next month or two. We've already purchased through our grant, our safes and refrigerating units. So yeah, we're super excited about it. We just wanted to let you know that in a couple weeks, months, something like that, you'll be seeing some headlines or something in the media, because we'll be working with the hospital and their staff to put something together.
Great. That's an amazing development, and obviously life-saving for many people probably in the future, so that's exciting. Can you share, is there any additional training, expense, et cetera, that goes hand in hand with this that we can anticipate potentially coming for approval in the future, or that your department's going to be undertaking?
So excellent question. Yes, there is expense that we've paid through our grants. So for example, the refrigerating units, that was all purchased via the grant. So our it didn't really cost the city anything. Down the road, if it has to be replaced, we have what's the FAP, and I wish I remember what FAP stood for, but it's a medical. The state gives EMS services that amount of money. Financial assistance program, thank you. So we get that money annually for our EMS services. So as long as we can get that and use it, 5 years is when we have to replace these, or 10 years, I don't know how long the refrigerators last, but we'll try to use it out of that. But if the city if we didn't have that, then yes, it would cost the city money to replace those. The benefits, the training, the hospital is going to write some protocols for that, which is what they need to do, and train our staff members to do that, to provide the blood. So there is training involved, and there'll be continuing education, but that won't cost a dime to the city because we already do continuing ed for EMS as well. So.
Thank you. One other question in terms of the potential life-saving, potential that this has. Do you have any statistics from last year, the last 5 years, or anything of that nature as to how many incidents might have resulted in better outcomes because of the access to blood?
So I want to say roughly 11% could have been impacted. Now, again, not having it, there's no saying that even if we give it, that patient might not survive. It all depends on the severity of the injury or the bleed. But yes, roughly about 11% of our calls last year could have used the blood.
That's impactful. Great. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And I apologize, Alder, that Boris, they still will be charged no different than any medication. So again, it won't cost the city, because we charge for like a medication. The only difference is we have to pick up the blood at the hospital. So it's not like we will carry 5 bags of blood. You carry 1, and then once it gets ready to be close to expiration date, we will transfer it back to the hospital because the likelihood that they'll use it is way more than us, obviously.
All right. Thank you, Chief.
You bet.
Other questions?
Yeah.
Alder Perla?
Thank you. I'm just, first of all, I'm very impressed, and I appreciate that. I'm very happy of this enhancement. I was curious, you said that not many departments has it. How common is that to actually have blood supplies available and usable?
So in the state of Wisconsin, like I said, the state just finally got this approved to carry. So there are very few departments, and I apologize. I couldn't tell you if it was 10 departments, 5. I know Kenosha, we're modeling the Kenosha model and how they do their program. But again, it took the state to allow us to do this. And when I first came up here, it was something that I looked at and tried to get, but we needed the state's approval. So it's not because of me. I'd like to take the credit, but certainly it was in the works way before that. But it's been a long time coming. But it is a very few departments that do it because of the call volume. You have to have those type of calls, right? You have to have the ability to store, and then you have to have a hospital that's willing to take the unused so they can use it. And if you don't have a high volume area, it's not conducive.
And just one more thing, briefly. You can use those supplies on any of the ambulances, right?
It will be on the ambulances, correct.
All of them. I mean, it's not, you don't need specific things that you have only on one ambulance and not the others.
Yeah, it will be all on our frontline ambulances, correct.
Thank
Yes.
you so much.
Excellent. Any other questions? Alder Gravine?
You touched on that there aren't that many departments that do it. Is it more of like a pilot program, or they just haven't expanded into it yet?
So I really don't know the actual answer to that, other than it's such a new program. I think you have to take into consideration the call volume, the population area, also a hospital within a certain amount of, because if you don't use it, you're going to lose that. So you got to be able to transfer that back to the hospital, trade it in. So I think all those factors, and it being a new program, that's why the numbers are low.
Well, hopefully it works well.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Well, we'll give you an update once we get the program running and see how it goes.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate it.
You bet.
All right, moving on to the next item on our agenda. This is report 402526 by city clerk submitting various license applications. Do you have any comment from city attorney on these?
Thank you, Chair. I have no comment on these. I apologize. There's no representative from the city clerk's office here today, and I did not speak with anybody regarding these matters. So what I can tell the board is that nothing has been brought to my attention regarding any of these matters that was a question or concern.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions from anyone on the committee? Okay. Then I am looking for a motion to recommend all licenses to be granted, subject to approvals, inspection, insurance, payment of license fees, and meeting state statute requirements of Sheboygan Municipal Code.
I so move.
Second?
Moved by Alder Peralta, excuse me, seconded by Alder Graveen. All in favor?
Aye.
Any objections? Chair votes aye. Motion passes. All right, we are down to next meeting date will be happening January 26th, and I'm just looking for a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Second?
Moved by Alder Perella, seconded by Alder Graveen. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes aye. We are adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Chair.